Hi, so welcome back to the online session. So today I would like to discuss about the design of beams. So a beam is a structural member with length considerably larger than cross-sectional dimensions subjected to lateral loads, which gives rise to bending moment, shear force in the member. So based on the lateral supports to compression flanges, there are mainly two types of beams, namely laterally supported and laterally unsupported beams. If the compression flanges are laterally supported by flooring, it is mainly subjected to bending and shear. If the compression flange of the beam is not laterally supported, the lateral buckling of the compression flange reduces the load carrying capacity of the beam. You can see some examples here, like, so take this example. This beam is laterally supported here. In this example, this is the rolled I-beam. The flange is supported by the floor system. Here also the beams are laterally supported. So here also the flange is supported by the flooring. So these are all called as laterally supported beams. So now classification of sections. So whenever plastic analysis is used, so beams can be classified into class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4 sections. So according to IS 800 2000 codebook of class 3.7. So let us see the class 3.7 of IS 800 about the classification of the sections. So you can see here classification of cross sections. So class 1, plastic. Cross sections which can develop plastic hinges and have the rotation capacity required for failure of the structure by formation of plastic mechanism. They comes under the class 1. And the width to thickness ratio of plastic elements shall be less than specified under class 1 of table 2. You can see, so based on this table, we can classify the sections as class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4. So class 1 is plastic, class 2 is compact, class 3 is semi-compact, and class 4 is slender members. So how to decide the class 1? So for rolled, usually we use rolled steel sections for the design. So we have to check B by TF value. If the B by TF value is less than or equal to 9.4 times of epsilon, or D by TW value is less than or equal to 84 times of epsilon value, then they will comes to class 1. What is the value of epsilon? You can see here epsilon equal to 250 divided by Fi O to the power of 1 by 2. So those comes under class 1. Next, class 2. Compact sections. Cross sections which can develop plastic moment of resistance but have inadequate plastic hinge rotation capacity for formation of plastic mechanism due to local buckling. The width to thickness ratio of plate element shall be less than that specified under class 2 but greater than that specified under class 1 in the table. Means whose so B by TF value lies between 9.4 and 10.5 E will comes under class 2, and whose values of D by TW values greater than 84 times of epsilon and less than 105 times of epsilon will comes under class 2. Next, class 3. So cross sections in which the extreme fibrae in compression can reach yield stress but cannot develop the plastic moment of resistance due to local buckling. The width to thickness ratio of plate element shall be less than that specified under class 3 but greater than that specified under class 2 of table number 2. Again, so for this case B by TF value should be greater than 10.5 times of epsilon and should be less than 15.7 times of epsilon, and D by TW value should be greater than 105 times of epsilon and should be less than 126 times of epsilon. The class 4, slender members, cross sections in which the elements buckle locally even before reaching the yield stress. The width to thickness ratio of the plate element shall be greater than that specified under class 3, means so whose values is greater than this one, 15.78. That means B by TF value is greater than 15.7 times of epsilon, and B by TW value greater than 126 times of epsilon all comes under class 4. So now let us see the design procedure for the beams. Okay, a trial section is selected assuming it is going to be plastic section. Second one, it is checked for the class it belongs to. Third step, so we have to calculate all the loads acting on the beam, and then we have to calculate the bending moment, and then we have to check the bending strength of the selected section by using the formula given in the IS 800 codebook of class 8.2.1. So let us see what the IS 800 of class 8.2.1.2 gives the formula. Yes, this is the formula given by the IS 800 codebook. So the factored design moment M at any section in a beam due to external actions shall satisfy M should be less than or equal to MD, where MD is the design strength of the section, design bending strength of the section, calculated as given in 8.2.1.2. That means this M is the applied bending moment, which always should be less than or equal to MD. So this MD value can be calculated from this formula. When the factored, again there is a condition, when the factored design shear force does not exceed 0.6 times of VD, where VD is the design shear strength of the cross section, the design bending strength MD shall be taken as MD equal to beta B ZP Fy by gamma M naught. To avoid irreversible deformation under serviceability loads, MD shall be less than 1.2 times of ZE Fy by gamma M naught in case of simply supported, and 1.5 times of ZE Fy by gamma M naught in cantilever beams, where beta B 1 for plastic and compact sections, beta B equal to ZE by ZP for semi-compact sections, ZP, ZD plastic and elastic section moduli of the cross sections respectively, Fy yield stress of the material, and gamma M naught partial safety factors. When the design force, that is V, exceeds 0.6 times of VD, where VD is the design shear strength of the cross section, see the 8.4. How to calculate VD value? We have to check 8.4. The design bending strength MD shall be taken as, so MD equal to MdV, and this MdV is to be calculated according to 9.2. Yes, here is the value for the calculation. Here is the formula for the calculation of MdV. For plastic or compact sections, MdV equal to MD minus beta into MD minus MFD, which should be less than or equal to 1.2 times of ZD into Fy by gamma M naught, where beta equal to 2V by VD minus 1 whole to the power of 2. So where MD is the plastic design moment, so V is the factored applied shear force as governed by the web yielding or web buckling, VD is the design shear strength as governed by web yielding or web buckling, so given in 8.4.1 or 8.4.2, MFD is the plastic design strength of the area of the cross section excluding the shear area considering partial safety factor gamma m naught, and Z is the elastic section modulus of the whole section. For semi-compact sections, that MdV is given by Ze Fy by gamma m naught. Now, the Vd value can be calculated by using this formula. So, the factor design shear force V in a beam due to external action shall satisfy V should be less than or equal to Vd, where Vd is the design strength given by Vn by gamma m naught. Gamma m naught is the partial safety factor against shear failure, and that Vn is equal to Vp, that is equal to Av Fyw by root 3. Av is the shear area and Fyw is the yield strength of the web. Means, so we have to calculate the Vd value from this equation. That is Vd by using Vn by gamma m naught. If the calculated shear force on the beam V is less than or equal to 0.6 times of Vd, then we have to use Md, that is equal to beta b Zp Fy for the calculation of bending strength of the beam. If V is greater than 0.6 times of Vd, then we have to calculate bending strength of the beam by using the formula Mdv. Class 9.2.2. So that is the main difference. Of course, the next step is check for the shear strength. Again, as I told, the shear strength of the selected section can be calculated by using this formula. Vd is equal to Vn by gamma m naught, and Vn is again given by Vp, and Vp is equal to so and so. So that V should be always less than this Vd. That is how you can check the shear strength of the section. And the next last step is check for the deflection. The vertical deflection has to be calculated by using the relevant formulas for vertical deflection, and those calculated vertical deflection should be less than, so this value, that is span by 300, given in the table number 6 of IS 800 code book. So delta of the beam, that is deflection of the beam, can be calculated by using the relevant formulas based on the type of loads acts on the beam, whether it is a point load or whether it is a UDL or it is a eccentric load, so like that, or whether it is a cantilever beam. So based on, you have to calculate the delta value, and that delta value has to be compared with this span by 300, and that calculated value should be less than this one. So if that satisfies, then the design is okay. Yes, let us see an example. A roof of a hall measuring 8 by 12 meter consists of 100 mm thick RCC slab supported on steel I-beam spaced 3 meter apart as shown in figure. The finished load may be taken as 1.5 kN per square meter and live load of 1.5 kN per square meter. Design the steel beam. The diagram details is given in the next page. So the beams are spaced at a 3 meter center to center, and the clear span of the beam is 8 meter. Live loads and dead loads are given. Now weight of, so first calculate all the loads acting on the beam. So weight of RC slab on the beam means, you can see here, so each beam is spaced 3 meter interval. That means, for example, this beam takes load from 1.5 meter from the one side and 1.5 meter from the other side. Therefore, the total load acting, the total width of the slab acting on this beam is 3 meter. Therefore, the weight of the RC slab is equal to 0.1. That is, thickness of the slab is given as 0.1, that is 100 mm, 0.1 into for 1 meter width, for 1 meter length into 3 meter width into 25. That means 7.5 kilonewton per meter length. So next, finishing load. So finishing load on the slab is given as 1.5 meter, that has to be multiplied by 3 meter width, that is equal to 4.5 kilonewton per meter. Next, self weight of the beam, it is assumed, that not given. Beam cross section is not given, we have assumed 0.8 kilonewton per meter. Therefore, the total dead load is 12.8 kilonewton per meter. Now, the live load is given as 1.5 kilonewton. Again, multiply for a breadth of 3 meter for a length of 1 meter, that works out to be 4.5 kilonewton per meter. So now factor live load is equal to 6.75 kilonewton and factored dead load equal to 19.2 kilonewton. So therefore the total factored load is 25.92 kilonewton per meter. You can directly take total dead load and total live load and then you can multiply with the factor of safety to get this. So 25.92 kilonewton per meter. The effective span of the beam is, so it is face to face 8 meter plus 0.15 supports, that is equal to 8.3 meter. Now calculate the design bending moment. So for simply supported beam, WL square by 8, that is 223.0 kilonewton meter. And similarly, design shear strength V is equal to WU by L for simply supported beam, that is 107.6 kilonewton. Now calculate the required suction modulus. So we know from bending equation M is equal to Zp into Fi, where Zp is equal to, or we need Zp equal to M by Fi into gamma M naught. So we know the calculated bending moment is 223.203 divided by Fi is yield stress 250 into factor of safety 1.1 into 10 power 6. That works out to be, so 982.093 mm into 10 power 3 mm cube. So this is the required suction modulus, calculated section modulus. So now, so we have to select a section in such a way that the section modulus of the selected section should be greater than this one. So therefore, try ISMB 400, which has a ZP 1176.160 to 10 power 3 mm cube. So this you can refer from the IS 800 code book of page number 144. So you can check here. IS B 400. ISMB 400. You can see here 1176.18 mm into 10 power 3 mm cube of page number 144. Sorry, it is 138, it seems. 138, page number 138, plastic modulus of the section. You can get from the IS 800 code book. Now, the properties of the section, that is, we have selected ISMB 400. So, properties of the section, we have noted down here. So, depth of the section, you can refer the street table. The depth of the section for ISMB 400. ISMB 400, depth is 400. Width of the section 140. So width of the section 140. Section area 78.45. You can see here 78.45. 78.45. Next, thickness of the flange and thickness of the web. So 8.9 millimeter. Depth of the web, D is 400 minus 2 times of 32.8 means this one. So you have to deduct, total height is 400, in which you have to deduct H2 here. H2 this one. This flange portion on either side of deduct, that value is given here H2. So 32.8 for ISNB 432.8. So 400 minus 2 times of 32.8, that is 320. 32. H2 is 32.8, therefore D is equal to 333.4. So moment of inertia about ZZ axis is 20458. That also you can note down from the steel table, and elastic section model, that also you can note down from the steel table. Next, so outstanding leg of the compression flange B equal to 140 divided by 2. So width of the flange is 140, therefore its outstanding leg is 70. Now we have to classify. We have selected the section. So now classify the section. So based on B by TF and D by TW, as I explained in the beginning. So section classification, epsilon equal to 250 divided by Fy O to the power of 1 by 2. So that's also to be 1. And B by TF, B is outstanding leg width 70 divided by thickness of the flange is 60, 4.38. So less than 9.4 times of epsilon is 1, which is less than 9.4. And D by TW, so 37.57, so which is less than 84. Therefore, the section comes under class 1. That means the section is a plastic section. Now weight of the section, actually according to the steel table, it is 0.6 kilonewton per meter, but we assumed 0.8 kilonewton per meter, hence it is okay. Next, check for shear strength. So as I explained, first calculate the VD value. As per the class 8.4, VD equal to AV FYW by root 3 into gamma m naught. So VD equal to AV. So area of web is 400 into 8.9. Depth of the section is 400 into web thickness 8.9 into FYW, yield stress 250 divided by root 3 into 1.1, that is 467.128. Now compare this value with this. Our calculated value of V is 107.69. So 0.6 times of VD works out to be 0.6 into 467.128, that is 280. 280 means the V is less than 0.6 times of VD. So 0.6 times of VD works out to be 280.276. Hence, so we have to use MD equal to beta B ZP Fy by gamma m naught. So here VD is 467.128. So 0.6 times of VD means it is 280.276. So V is 107. So V is less than 280.276. Hence we have to use MD value for the calculation of the bending strength of the section according to 8.2.1.2. Therefore, the design bending strength is given by beta B ZP Fy by gamma m naught. Again, we should be less than or equal to 1.2 times of ZE Fy by gamma m naught. So beta B is 1 for plastic section. So therefore, beta B here 1 into ZP. We have already noted down 1176.16 to 10 power 3 into Fy 250 divided by 1.1. That means the design bending strength of the section is 267.31 kilonewton. Again, so that MD value should be less than or equal to 1.2 times of ZD into Fy by gamma m naught. 1.2 into ZD elastic section modulus 1022.7 10 power 3 into 250 divided by 1.1, that is equal to 278.91. So therefore MD is 267.3 is less than 1.2 times of ZD Fy by gamma m naught, hence it is okay. Again, the applied bending moment is 223.4 kilonewton and the section can take a bending moment of 267.31 kilonewton, hence it is the design is safe. Lastly, check for the deflection. So total working load equal to total dead load plus total live load 17.3 kilonewton per meter. It is only working load, not the factor load. So now maximum deflection can be calculated by using the formula delta equal to 5 by 384 into W L raised to 4 divided by E into I. So for simply supported UDL beam. So 5 divided by 384 into W is 17.3 into L 8300 whole to the power of 4 divided by Young's modulus 2 10 power 5 of steel into moment of inertia. We have already noted down the value. So 20458.4 10 power 4. So if you calculate that value works out to be 26.17 millimeter. You know, possible deflection for the beam, table number 6, as I told. So L divided by 300. L is 8300 divided by 300, that is equal to 27.67 millimeter. So which is greater than 26.17 millimeter. Hence design is okay. So that completes your design. Therefore, provide ISMC 400 as the section passes in all the cases, criteria. Like it is safe in bending, it is safe in deflection, it is safe in shear. Therefore, we can use ISMB 400 as the beam for the floor. So that's all about the problem.